In this lesson for social studies, we will be exploring maps. Stay tuned. In this lesson, you will learn about the cardinal points. You'll learn what is a map, the uses of a map, and reading and interpreting maps. We start firstly by revising the cardinal points. We use a compass to determine our direction in terms of our cardinal points, and the cardinal points are north, south, east, and west. The cardinal points are north, south, east, and west. North is at the top of the compass, south is at the bottom of the compass, east is to the right, and west is to the left. Okay, you need to remember that east is right, west is left, north is top, and south is bottom. In maps, you can see our cardinal points to determine directions in which places are situated. So the cardinal points will tell us which direction a certain part of a country or certain location we have to go and where exactly these things are located. What is a map? A map is a drawing of all or part of the Earth's surface. Its basic purpose is to show where things are. Map may show visible features such as rivers, lakes, forests, buildings, and roads. They may also show things that cannot be seen, such as boundaries and temperature. Most maps are drawn on a flat surface, as shown below, and a map displayed on a round surface is called a globe. Many classrooms, libraries, schools, or maybe at home we have what is called a globe, which is basically what some students refer to as the world, but it's on a stand and we could spin it to identify and locate countries. This is a good thing to buy, to have in your homes if you want to identify countries. Now we move on to reading and interpreting maps. But before we actually view maps, we need to understand that there are several key features of a map. The first feature is a scale. A map is not drawn the actual size of what is conveyed on it. Basically, we cannot read a map the size of Trinidad, then we'll be literally like living in Trinidad and have to walk and drive and fly a plane, etc. However, we can scale down the actual size of Trinidad and shrink it to fit in a piece of paper that we can actually hold, and you will see this in most countries in books such as atlases and geography textbooks. The second thing you will notice in a map is direction. A map always have compass direction. If not the whole compass with north, south, east, west, it always have the arrow that faces north. This helps the reader of the map understand the direction of several things that is highlighted on the map. The third thing that we must look at when we do maps is symbols to help us identify a place, an area, or particular item in a map. There are symbols used to identify such. For example, if you're trying to find a hospital, trying to find a school, if you're trying to find a coastline, a vegetable crop, etc., we have symbols for that, and it is all located in what is called the key or the legend. In a map, there are also lines of latitude, which runs horizontally, and lines of longitude, which runs top to bottom. You will see it and maybe be confused, but it also helps with locating countries. Trinidad is on the equator. This means we are at the center of it all. A title is also found in the map, and this is important because you won't want to be reading a map and you don't know which country we're talking about, which place we're talking about, etc. So a title is very important when reading a map because it helps the reader to identify the name and the place to which the map is referring to. Here we have what is called a street map, and this is a map of Lucatown. Notice this is the title of the map. The map shows street names, important places, a park, a museum, and it have a key directing us to all these places. The map also have a scale. Basically, 1 inch on the map is literally a mile in real life. The map also has a compass. Notice that there's a compass. So let's take all the features of this map from the beginning now. So the first thing you'll notice of this map of a town is called, there's a title to which it is called Map of Lucatown. And there's a title. There's also the place names such as Madison Park, there's street names, and there is also driveways such as Cherry Court, which leads to Pine Street. Okay, there are various buildings, community buildings for example, that are used in the map. So we have a school, we have a hospital, we have a museum, a post office, a library, and city hall. All these things are represented with different symbols. So for example, for the museum they use a dinosaur, as you can see on the key. Then we have what is called a school, looking like a school, you see the flag. And then we have a cross to represent the hospital. City hall is represented with the building. So these symbols help identify the buildings, and the only way we learn the meaning of these symbols is the only way we use these symbols and understand the meaning is through the key. So we have the key here. Then we have our compass. So we will know if we stand on Lincoln Way and face Madison Park, we are facing north. To the left of this we have the school, which is west, and to the right we have the east direction, and down south we can find the hospital. So we use the compass, and again there's a scale, there's a place name, there's a title, and the symbol, the key. So key things to note in this map: there's a title, there's a place name, there's compass, scale, key, and symbol. In maps such as these, such as county maps and street maps, there is no lines of latitude and longitude. Now we will take a look at a country map, and here we have a country called Australia. Most of you would know about Australia. So let's take apart this map now. First thing we notice is that there is a title. See the title up there? Then at the bottom of this map to your left you will see something called a legend. A legend is another name for a key, and here there is all the important symbols that is on the map and what they mean. So anywhere we see a pink dot, it means a point of interest. So a pink dot, you see it Uluru, and that's a point of interest. And next pink dot is located, you'll see them circling the map. So Uluru is a point of interest. Then we have Kangaroo Island is another point of interest. Where you see the green circle, this is a national park. So here we have Normsburg National Park, we have Great Sandy National Park, right? And then we have Port Campbell National Park, and straight up on top we have Kokadu National Park. So this is how we use the key. We use these symbols to identify things on the map. Then we will see at the bottom we also have the scale, and the scale is something that is important, not really to us at this level, but it shows you that this is not the actual size of Australia. It's just a scaled down version. You'll see lines running through the country, and you'll find it looks a bit disturbing. The line that runs longitudinal is called lines of longitude. This is vertical lines, and it is highlighted for you. The lines that run horizontally are lines of latitude, and we will get more into lines of longitude and latitude in the later lessons, but for now you need to understand that this is a key feature of a map, and you need to number these lines of latitude. So there's 30 for every 15, so 15 then 30, right? So the next line will be 45, and obviously the other line will be from 45, it will go, not 45, yeah, 45, it will go to 60 and so forth, right? So it will increase in lines of 15 degrees towards the direction. So this was my video tutorial on reading maps and understanding the key features of a map, understanding the uses of a map, and understanding cardinal points. Now your assignment is very creative. You have to draw a sketch of your community, of where you live. You need to at least label street names, important buildings, put a legend or a key to the side, ensure that you have your cardinal points in there, just like the map we did. And then you are to find and research a map of a country and locate all key features by labeling it for me. So thank you for watching this video tutorial. I do hope that you pause and make notes. This video tutorial saying that there are maps and diagrams will be made available to print in PDF format. So again, thank you.